Here we go. I'm really excited today to talk about this HJ45 and all its upgrades. We're talking engine conversion, suspension, custom interior, aircon, 5-speed, power steer, disc brakes, and we're going to go right into detail. So right now we're going to start at the start where it all happened. Let's get into it. Right now, if we'd probably have lightning bolts and shit if we had a budget, but we don't, so we'll just get into it. This one's a 1978. It came to us in a shiny cab state. Everything else was munted and pretty sad looking, but the client knew that. He also sent in a HJ60 with it. Now, Kalen owns this. Kalen lives up at Townsville, and he purchased the whole vehicle of this one. He just says up in the hills north of Brisbane, so I'm guessing up Imbil Way, Sunshine Coast. So he bought this. Somebody had put a lot of effort into the cab. She was already a nice, shiny looking vehicle, but she was pretty fucked everywhere else. So Kalen purchased a HJ60 up in Townsville, his area, $1,500, $1,500 AUD, and sent it down with this car. And that's where the love began. Now, this started early. The first thing we do is go through the car and see what we need, what's usable, and the same with the 60. This one, it had a Fox chassis. The chassis was no good on this one, so we've done a whole chassis transplant. But luckily, we could find a chassis because wrecks are getting hard to find these days. So we found the appropriate chassis. So we did a little tear down and a restoration on the chassis first. We used all the McKinnon's gear that you could throw at it, the front cross member, the rear cross member, the diagonal braces on the inside, all replaced with brand new items. And also, I did mention 5-speed, so we've also got the McKinnon's cross member on the chassis as well for the gearbox support. So it's gone through, got a lot of McKinnon stuff. We fitted that all in. While we were there, we pulled out all the rivets and removed everything, steering and shock towers, and then replaced that, still on the subject of McKinnon's, with your power steer upgrade stuff that is all on MrLandcruiser.com if you want to do power steer or any of this at home. So we've replaced that at the same time, and then we sent the chassis away, sandblast, epoxy, and a few coats of black, and it's come back nice and good, and then the build starts. Now, we're lucky. We didn't have to tear the whole cab down. We've lifted the cab off, put the cab back where we found it. While you're at it, you might do a few little repairs. You might find a few things like perishables, body mounts. Body mounts are a big one. Don't go putting the old stuff back on. So we've addressed a few gremlins as we refitted it, but then while we're underneath, we rebuilt the axles. So we've got to pull apart the rear axle for the 5-speed and the handbrake. So we've rebuilt that. So the rear brakes were all replaced, all 60 series components. I'd have to look at some of the invoices to see if we've rebuilt the diffs or not. I can't remember every single detail because, man, a lot went into this build. And while we're still down low on this, the same with the front axle. We rebuild everything there because you're pulling off the old drum brakes. So you go to the extent of, I believe we've gone new axles, CVs, swivel hubs and bearing kits, and then we go calipers, rotors, flexi lines, everything. If it's replaceable, we replace it. Still down low, we go parabiolics. They're bloody beautiful. This is personal opinion. We only put heavy duty in unless asked otherwise, because from experience, a different story from a different day, the heavy duty ones are an all-rounder for heavy vehicles, and we've done some testing on light vehicles. This is bloody comfortable. So parabiolics from Terrain Tamer are now underneath. We're still underneath. There's just so much to talk about. That front bar, while we're giving a shout out to McKinnon's Cruisers, that front bar is there from McKinnon's Cruisers. It's not custom. You can go click on the website and purchase that one. And that was Kalen's choice. Kalen's choice was also the wheels. Now, Kalen and I were chatting on the phone. He sort of liked the neg of my rims. So he's gone, I think they're about a neg 22 that we've got, maybe a neg 25, as close to possible. Try and keep things all in, tucked in, legal as we can. And He has also run the Falcon before, so he's very happy with that brand. So we didn't hesitate. We got another all-terrain set and threw them on there, and don't they look the part? They're bloody lovely. I've been for test driving. They don't make any noise. It's quite comfortable with the parabolics and what have you. We dressed up some wiring underneath. You'll also find the dual battery there. So the tray, let's talk about the tray. Nice wood deck. It's not quite finished. Kaylin's going to build something more custom. The spare tyre's sitting there for now. We're not going to build a lockdown point because Kaylin is going to probably build maybe storage or dog boxes, or he's got his own plans for the tray when he gets it home. So that's to come. So we've just tidied it up and touched up some paint, put it back together. Going through the vehicle, it is now the person that had it, I don't know if they lost interest or something, but they did do a bloody nice job relatively, because I don't think it was sent away. I think it was possibly done at home. They've done a really nice job of the cab, a really, really tidy job. One thing we didn't have to touch, and that visor is 40 Fever, and 40 Fever is a Facebook page if you're interested. They do a good job. They're a good sturdy quality. They're good for light bars, that sort of style of thing. You can put one on top or underneath internally, and they come raw and you just have them painted. Or you can go to mrlandcruiser.com and get the original, the highway visor style. We've just left it standard. Maybe, I don't know. I think Kaylin wants to do a bit himself with the tray. He might update the lights and spotlights and GME aerials and all that stuff in the future himself. Our goal was to focus on a good car with some really great big upgrades, and that's what we've honed in on this one. So we're really happy. We love the way it's performing. It's turboed. Anyway, I won't tell you what it is. We'll open the bonnet and have a look at what we've done. Let's go and have a look. Oh shit, better fucking Richard. Oh sweet baby Jesus. Listen to that. 2H. Let's give her a few revs. How beautiful. Let's shut it down, mate. Remember, we started with a $1,500 car, and of course we checked the engine, and we go through it as well. You know, you got to do a Welsh plug here and a seal there and Humpty Dumpty, and from there then we can build around that, and boy we did. Now, Kaylin wants to enjoy this car and enjoy a few comforts. So you can see a lot of bling on here, and some of that bling leads us to the full whistle and soot turbo system going right through, and he's chosen the forward, my favorite, the forward facing. He's also chosen the seamless. You can have your welds exposed. He's chosen the seamless snorkel. It's the best. It looks a treat, a few extra dollars. By seam, you'll know what I mean. It has that little look there. Well, it's totally removed from the snorkel. Gone the airbox, crossover, everything. But I will say, we had our local guy, Barney's Exhaust. Barney and his son run a great business down there, and they did the exhaust system. I believe it's 3.5 right through, and it's just got a really sweet note. And then while we're there, you'll see at the front there's a condenser. There's also a shiny compressor. It's all new. It's all hooked up. We're running full aircon with this system. It's also a heater as well. So it's we'll have a look in a minute. We've put it in the center, and you've got your heater. You've got your aircon. We've gone through with sound deadener to keep it cold in there. Bloody beautiful. Over down in there is a 60 series power steer box, all set up. So now we've got the full 60 series. It's all manual. We've got the pump down in there from the 60 as well. We have done the disc brake, as I mentioned. So we've upgraded the booster system and everything to go with it. As you all know, on our website, the double diaphragm runs the 47 Master, because it's just disc up the front. We've got a different one for your double disc combo. And under the bonnet here, the wiring's nice and tidy. Now, the guys here, They've gone right through and just tidied everything up. One thing they did do, we do this every now and then if we're pulling an engine out. Now, as I said, someone's done a resto here, but they've done a resto with the cab on, so they never done the firewall. The firewall was pretty ugly. Now, we've got the engine out. We've got it all exposed. We're doing the upgrades with all your master cylinders. We've nearly got the firewall bare, so we take it a bit extra. We clean that firewall, make it empty. We scurf it back to nothing, remove a lot of paint, and then go through prime and colour code it 416. It's a pretty bloody close. Different paint shops, you know how it goes. This is pretty bloody close. So when it's assembled again, now with all this, how shit would it look? Missing paint and all crap. You spend all this money and it's just got a crap firewall. Well, it's just attention to detail, even though it's not a full restoration. Attention to detail. Let's do it properly. Let's make it bling. That's pretty much it. Now we do the upgrade. This is a 47 cooling system now. We don't use the 45. It's a smaller radiator surface area, but also we need the inlet and outlets all in the correct place. Shrouds were very hard to come by. 47 shrouds, they are very hard. We couldn't please anybody, but now MrLandcruiser.com, in the search, just put shroud. We stock the whistle and soot ones, but we also had them all powder coated. They're just ready to go bop, 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 and bolt straight on. The holes are there, everything's there, so treat yourself to a shroud and off you go. That's pretty much everything underneath. Oh. We're right near an airport, and that was like a World War I fighter plane or something going overhead. I'm looking at that heater tap. We got an electric heater tap on this one. How cool is that? And just the bling. So we go through, if we're pulling the engine apart anyway, well, we're going through seals. We're not pulling the engine apart. If we're addressing everything and we've got a little bit of time, we just bling some stuff up. Presentation. You just want a good experience, a car that's done right. When Kalen arrives, he's not going to see a dirty old 2H. And I guess, beg my pardon, you're not going to see a dirty old 2H. Now, we all do it. I've done it. Richard done it. We'll grab a motor ourselves and just throw it in and send it. That's what we do. We're in the cars. But when you've got clients that they come here for a reason. When you come to Mr. Landcruiser, you get a particular job. If you don't want that particular job, sometimes we can cater, but we pride ourselves in good quality work. If that's what you want, hit us up. If you want something a bit more affordable, there are other people out there. Let's go and have a look in the interior. Holy dooly, isn't it nice in here? It is bloody beautiful. Can't take the full credit. We didn't touch any of the paint. The paintwork was all beautiful. The dash was beautiful. Minimally molested. The seats are absolutely stunning. Nothing to do with Mr. Landcruiser. Now remember, this is a 1978. Where's your fuel tank? Under Uranus. It is right there in the cab. And that scares some people, but it's lasted this long. It's staying right there. What Mr. Landcruiser has done is kept dressing the car. So we've gone with the Noble, of course, the matching one to the seats, the grey. You can pick all your different colours on their website. And we've gone the genuine door cards and just addressed any, found a few weather strips that needed updating. Just, again, someone's done a lovely job. And Mr. Landcruiser's done an excellent job. We've just finished it properly. Things like the add-ons, I believe, the hood lining was already there. The parcel tray was not. Now, this is a McKinnon style, and we had one floating around here. It was Richard's. Richard's gone for a new look and a new style with one of the Mr. Landcruiser ones, and the client specifically asked for red arc gauges in the McKinnon's parcel shelf. So we've sent that away to get it professionally painted and color coded in with the rest of the car. And doesn't it look good? I've seen them rattle can black. It works fine, but doesn't that look really nice? And just a few extra little trims. We've got the cup holders, just some basic cup holders. When Kalen drives this all the way back to Townsville in this stinking hot heat, he's going to need some cold water, maybe a Coca-Cola or whatever brand he chooses. What's underneath the cup holders? Look at that bloody aircon. I believe that's the vintage air at Mr. Landcruiser. We don't sell kits just off the shelf. We do them in-house, and when you come and see us, there's multiple colours and choices and placement, from knee freezers to centre dashes to keeping all your ducts all hooked up and roadworthy, legal, how Toyota designed it, to other modified ones, how the clients would like them. So we've got a big range of aircon, and we'll go right through. And even looking at the future, from even electric in the future for the older cars and stuff, we've got a big range. Let's make sure everyone can get aircon, so that's a nice one. But to get aircon, you want a bit of car builders. So in behind the seats here, in the floor, up in the firewall, that's where, especially the firewall, that's where all your heat comes through. If you already own a 40, you'll know this. If you don't own a 40, put a pair of thongs on, because you're going to get bloody hot feet on a summer's day through that firewall. So what would the point of aircon be? Well, we go through and address with double acoustic layer and a soundproofing, and it's all come up a treat. First of all, we make sure there's no we have to make sure the paint's perfect underneath. If water was to get under, we don't want any oxidization. Takes a fair bit of effort. We've done that. Those gear sticks, they're definitely 5-speed. We've gone through and re-welded the floor holes in the right place and reshaped what we had to, so the sticks don't hit anything. So that's come up a bloody treat as well. And right beside me is the fuse box. Now that's now the blade fuse. Gone are the days of the glass fuse where we swap them out. You can still get them, but you can't really find them at servos and stuff. So blade fuses are easy. Throw a few in the glove box and off you go. I believe I've covered everything. This is just a bloody beautiful interior. And Kalen and his son are both flying from Townsville to Brisbane. They're going to jump in this and travel. This is going to be so much fun. We'll give them a few straps so they can put their bags and swags all out the back, and off they go. They're going to be over the moon. Here we go. I absolutely love this. I love everything about my job, my career path in life, and sometimes we get a lot back on the road. Sometimes we just throw some glitter on shit and give them a tidy. And sometimes we get to put them back on the road with munted chassis. We get to do all the upgrades. So we're not just putting them back on the road. We're really going through and making sure this is going to have another 40 or 50 years on the road if looked after. And I know Kalen didn't spend that much money to have it trashed, but he is going to enjoy it. He's going to go do his custom tray and camp future plans, all the camping and everything, and just use it. Enjoy quality time with his son. That's what it's all about, enjoyment and building some memories. So this one, 1978, it's a bloody doozy. It's a HJ45 Landcruiser.